Squats improve my deadlift. Simple as that. I've known this fact for a little while now. Every single time I go hammer and tongs on the squats, regardless of what the protocol is, whether I'm pushing 10s, 20s, 5s, 1s, whatever the case might be, when I concentrate heavily on my squats, the deadlift seems to feel really, really good. Today I worked up to 250 for one, felt really good, felt really strong, felt solid. It's one of those things that really kind of intrigues my mind. There are certain patterns in the human body. There are certain combinations that the body, at least my body, prefers. For the longest time, I've known that if I put a lot of volume into the deadlift, I don't improve on the deadlift or the squat. I just get beat up. I get real tired. It's just so damn expensive. In recent times, I've tried to combat that by doing deadlift every single day. I'm now doing deadlift every other day, but nowhere near am I doing the volume that I'm doing in the squat. So I'm just basically working with singles, work up to a heavy single and that's it. So it's more like, technique, hygiene, if you will, just staying fresh with the movements, with the movement patterns, the muscles involved, trying to understand how to lock my lats, all that kind of stuff, just pure practice. And the bulk of the progression that I'm kind of working with is the squat. The squat seems to carry over really, really well to my deadlift. As long as I stay fresh with the technique in the deadlift, I'm going to be pretty good. Just concentrate on the squats. Now, historically, in the last year and a half, you guys know the story. Every single time I pushed the squats, I got hip pain and kind of took me away. And so, funnily enough, I kind of worked out that doing deadlifts improved my hip pain. I did beat around the bush for a little while trying to work out exactly what the structure involved in my health. As long as I have some sort of pulling in my program, I'll be all right. And I can fine tune the volume that I'm doing in the squat depending on how I feel. I kind of know what the relationship there is, push to pull. Now in the past, recent times I've said, do 1-to-1 ratio in terms of volume, squat to deadlift. I've now moved away from that. I'm not doing 1-to-1 at all. I'm kind of doing, I would say like 5-to-1 or 4-to-1 in favor of the squat. But there is a deadlift component to it. This is something I'm going to try really focus on and try and monitor the situation to see how my body responds. But right now I'm in a really, really good spot. I think a large part of that is how I attack the squat. So if I attack a lot of singles, we're talking 90% up singles, whether it be one single or 5 singles or 10 singles, that tends to beat me up. It kind of puts me in a bad position. But if I'm working with 5s like I am right now, there seems to be a lot of tension because I'm working with 80-85% weight, but there seems to be a lot of blood as well. I feel like that's another ratio that I need to kind of think about. It's not just the tension that gets us strong. It's not just the tension that, makes us strong, right? In fact, it's the tension, but also another part for me is the blood. I call blood that pump or some sort of rep work. The rep work makes me feel good. The tension makes me feel strong. If I just forget about the rep work and I just go with the tension, I end up getting really tight, really beat up, and it just doesn't feel good. So I need some sort of rep work. There's many combinations of that. I happen to be doing just 5s without touching a top single, but you could, work up to a heavy single, like a 90-95% single or whatever, training max single, and then back off and do 80% or whatever the case might be for you for sets of 5. That's another thing. But I think if you are, doing a lot of singles, if you're doing a lot of 90% up work, you need to do some sort of hygiene. I'm calling it hygiene, just a term that's popping into my head. You need to do something for that blood component that I'm talking about. I've spent a lot of time just doing tension, work up to a heavy single. I've done times where I've done work up to a heavy single twice in a day. And you feel strong and you feel good, but then this comes to a point where the tissues in your body just get so damn tight. Whereas rep work, it kind of loosens us up. Nutrition comes and loosens up a little bit. So there's a whole bunch of things that I've kind of learned in this journey for myself, and all of us need to kind of work that out for ourselves. All of us have different squatting techniques, leverages, and whatnot. So you might have different things that upset you. I've done everything, from working calves to hamstrings to abs to lower back, all sorts of stuff. I've kind of played around with a lot of different parameters, a lot of different exercises to kind of try and marry up my love with the squat to see what is that perfect antidote, if you will, for that squat poison or for that squat recovery. I've worked out that I need just a little bit of, heavy singles deadlifting, and I need to be mindful of how much tension I'm putting through the body. Rep work seems to feel good to me. I've always said that, and in the past, the first time I hit 200 kilos, I was in the back of squats and milk type of programming, right? 20 rep programming. I did that. When I hit 210, I was doing a whole bunch of bodyweight squats as well. So there seems to be that I feel really good when there's a lot of rep work. It's not so much that the rep work makes you strong, it's just that rep work makes you feel good, and that makes you want to load the tissue. But if you're always doing just tension, your tissue, the fascia, man, that's a key word that we've spoken about on the channel a lot. That fascia just keep locking down in response to this tension that you're placing upon the body, and nothing relieves it. You can pressure point the hell out of it every single day. It's just so damn time consuming. I find that just doing a whole bunch of rep work, getting your 25 reps a session, maybe 80% kind of level, or you can do 70% or 60, whatever you want, just get blood going. And that pump seems to do something to the fascia. It kind of pushes it out, releases it a little bit, and it makes me feel good. That's kind of how I've worked out my training schedule. So for me, right now I'm loving the fact that I've worked out that I can just live off of the damn squats. Just live off of it. It's going to drive my deadlift, and squat and deadlift are my meat and potatoes. Yeah, so if I can do that, that's fantastic. And the bench press, I'm also kind of having fun with that as well. For me, when I feel good in terms of the squat, and I feel like I'm progressing with the squat, and there's no pain, I feel good. I don't mind doing the bench press training. I don't mind it at all. But in past, like last year, man, I spent 3 or 4 months not touching any upper body because I was in the pits of hell. You know what I mean? Like I was hurting. My hip was killing me. I couldn't do what I love to do. And so I just went the hell with that, man. I don't want to think about anything else. I don't want to waste my energy on anything else. Every single time I come into the garage, I'm going to put every single moment of my mind, of my soul into this problem. This is me. This is me. This is my superstar of the team, the squat. If the superstar is injured, man, we can train all the hell we want, the role players and whatever. No one's going to get open, man. No one's going to get open. All these role players sitting around the three-point line, they're going to get covered because our superstar is not going to create that double team, a swing around the perimeter, so there's no point. So for me, the superstar of my team is the squat. When the squat is rolling, man, everything's rolling. I'm going to do the bench press. I'm going to do freaking whatever you want. I'll march around the house like a soldier, I'm happy. I'm a happy chappy, man, when I'm squatting well. That's kind of what makes me go. But we're all different, We're all different, We're all have different goals and whatnot. For me, squat is by far the number one. That's what makes me tick. And to my absolute pleasure, I've kind of worked out that every single time I put these damn squats on a blast, the deadlift comes up. I just feel strong, man. I feel strong in my lower back. I don't know whether that's a function of just going ATG. An ATG squat position, there's a lot of tension on that lower back. All I ever think about is keep your damn lower back flat. And so that, psoas activation, hip flex activation, and a deep squat carries over really well for me in the deadlift. That starting position, I feel like I'm just insulated, man. Like if I can handle 25 reps with 180 kilos ATG on the squat, man, what's one single rep, you know what I mean? Like on a deadlift, even though if it's 250 or whatever, I just feel like I've got a whole lot of hardware to work with to protect my spine. And for me, I've told you guys the story of my scare when I was like 20, 21 years old in the gym. I heard a pop in my back, and ever since then I've just gone, nah, man, I'm not going to mess around with anything. That's one of the reasons I never put a belt on in my life. It's one of the reasons I never want to wear any protective equipment, because I never want to know, I always want to know what my back is doing. I don't want that stimulus getting interrupted because the belt is insulating me. A lot of people, and I see that all the time, man. I follow a whole bunch of lifters online. a lot of people lean into that belt. Do you know what I mean? Like they allow their lumbar flexion to go, and they're leaning into that belt. Now they're basically relying on that belt for that extra bit of, support. For me, I could never do it. I could never rely on anything other than myself and my sensory input from my spine all the way to my head. I don't know how you guys, the wear belts, how you guys know what the lower back is doing. I don't know how you know when you've got that thing freaking latched around you. I don't know. It's kind of like it's almost like a distraction. Anyway, that's just me, how my brain works and what my priorities are. So that's kind of why I feel really strong in the deadlift. I feel the squats really work your lower back. Maybe it's the way I squat. Like I said, ATG would probably, a bit more lean than normal. But I feel strong. I'm feeling really strong. Tomorrow's going to be a good day. I hope it's going to be a good day. Tomorrow is my birthday. I turned 33. So today I wore number 32, Karl Malone. There's a whole bunch of 32s that I've got in the wardrobe. Decided to wear Karl Malone. So that's the last day I'm going to be 32 years old. Tomorrow is a 33. What I've got planned is, I don't know whether you guys can see the roof racks on the Evo. Finally got them sorted. I got them last week, but they gave me the wrong size. So I had to go back today, got them sorted. I kind of had a bit of a rehearsal of how I'm going to put the squat rack. It kind of looks funny, mounting all that crap on the Evo, but it is what it is. That's what I got to do, man. I'm a squat guy first, and then the car guy second. It never used to be like that, man. Like I remember growing up, it was all cars. All I ever wanted to do is spend every dime I had onto the car. I had, like I said to you guys, I had sports cars all my life, ever since I got my driver's license. That's all I kind of wanted to do. And then around the age of 23, 24, I discovered weightlifting, and as that progressed, I fell in love with it more and more. Now it's gone to a point where, I don't mess around with the car anymore. A lot of you guys are asking me what's been done to the car. Well, I've done a few things, but man, like I don't even wash the car that often anymore. I don't like, my whole life is now completely transformed into just thinking about the squats. I don't want to spend money on it. I don't want to do anything to it. That's why I have no problem putting these, roof racks on it and putting this freaking squat bar on top and all that stuff. Because, for me, it's like, I don't really care. Like, I like cars, don't get me wrong, but I like squatting and weightlifting and health and fitness, all that so much more. That's kind of my life. So it's going to be interesting. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get all the crap in the Evo, somehow fit all that stuff in, and then I'm going to try and go somewhere. It might be the beach, might be kind of the hills. I don't even know. Like, I'm going to have to drive around a little bit and work out what's what. So it's going to be the early part of my birthday celebration. And then later on, we'll have a barbecue with the family and whatnot and, relax. But that's kind of the highlight of my day tomorrow. Go somewhere to nature and put a squat routine in. Tomorrow, I'm hoping to hit 180 for 5x5. If I feel really good, I'm going to try 7x5. I don't even know what the weather's going to be tomorrow. Hopefully it doesn't rain. The whole week has been raining. If it rains, then I'm buggered. If it rains, I'm going to have to go, squat in here. But hopefully not. Hopefully I get to go outside and try and hit that 7 sets of 5. Now, if I hit 7 sets of 5 tomorrow, man, and then the next weight is going to be 190 for 3x5. That's crazy to me, man. Like, it seems though that every other workout now I'm putting on more weight on the bar. These 5s are doing something to me, man. Like, as I've already spoken about it, it's the combination of tension and blood. It makes me feel good. It just makes me feel good. And in turn, that's kind of making me recover. I almost feel like now, I don't know whether you guys agree with this, but it's all well and good to hit your triples, your doubles, your singles and whatnot. I feel like it's almost a must now to kind of finish off with some sort of pump work. Whether it's with sets of 10, it doesn't have to be balls to the wall, absolutely killing yourself. But finishing off with some sort of a pump, it's just going to be good for you. It's going to loosen up all those tissues in whatever joint you're kind of working, and it makes you feel good. It just makes you feel good. I don't know how else to say it. I think that's what's happening with me. Looking back at the journal, man, like I said, every time I did high reps now, I did like, 20 rep squat program, and then I did body weight squats up to 100. But, you know, even fives, you know, I'm doing 25 reps, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of reps. It makes me feel good. It doesn't give me that pain. So I think the hip pain for me, and if you're listening to this and you're thinking about what's causing your pain, whatever part of the body, maybe you're doing too much tension and not enough blood work. To get some blood in there, man. You know, you can do your 10 sets of triples or whatever. You can do that, but just finish off with maybe like a couple of sets of 15s or 20s with really light weight, just to get kind of the joint loose, lubricated, get some blood in there, and I reckon you're going to recover really well. And then you can come back again and hit 10 triples again. It's just something about it. I've messed around with a lot of different things. These damn bodybuilders, man, then these bicep curls as well. This is why I'm doing them. The same type of thing. They just make me feel really good. Make the elbow feel insulated. And so I'm supersetting these with the bench press. And you can see I've kind of upped the weight a little bit there, 25 kilos. But when I go back to the bench press after these bicep curls, I feel good, man. Like the joint feels solid and I feel like I can lean into it a little bit more. I can hammer it a little bit more. I'm one of those guys that if it doesn't feel right, I ain't pushing. I don't give a crap what my expectations are. You guys know that I don't run on a program. I basically run on whatever the body tells me. So I've kind of worked out that if I get a little bit of a pump going, man, everything feels fantastic. I feel great, lubricated and whatnot. So that's just something that I've kind of learned to stave off the hip pain. And I've kind of taken that hip pain lesson and I've kind of tried to incorporate it into my bench press training. And it's feeling good. I don't know. I'm doing sets of 20 with the bicep curls. I don't know. I could go to 40 kilos or 30 kilos or whatever, but maybe that's too much. I don't know. I'm not an expert in bicep curling. Like I'm doing these kind of supinated position, hand position, but I know there's also hammer curls and whatnot. I don't know. I just feel like the supinated feel really good for some reason. Anyway, I might play around with it later on and kind of try different positions and whatnot. But for now, it feels good. Guys, the damn list, man. Look at all these names. I'm freaking blessed, man. Thank you. I keep saying it, man. Just thank you. I feel blessed. I feel appreciated. I feel like my videos actually matter and you guys appreciate them. Another name popped up last night, Henry. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Your support is very valuable. Every single bit helps. It just makes me feel special, man. It makes me feel like these videos that I'm doing is not just, for me. Literally, that's how I feel. You guys know what my motivation was. I ran out of the computer space. I decided to record my videos to see where I was going to be. I can look back in 3-4 years' time. Started making those videos. Started putting them on the computer. The phone started getting overloaded with memory. Started putting it on the computer. Soon the computer, like in a week or two, the computer started crashing. Not crashing, but getting full. And then I thought I'll just put it on YouTube. Unlimited freaking disk space there, right? No one's going to watch it anyway. So then I started doing that. Then I thought, why don't I talk in these damn videos? So then in 3-4 years time, when I watch these damn videos, I'll be able to actually hear myself talk and I'll know what I was thinking at the time. So that's how it started. And now you guys are coming on Patreon and thanking me for my thoughts for these videos. I never thought this was going to happen, man. But here we are. You guys are watching the videos, supporting me. And I'm doing what I love. It's a freaking blessing, man. I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out.